This is Gaming News with your host, Methrail.
Good evening and welcome to Gaming News. I'm your host Methrail and today is March 15th, 2018. Tonight I will cover new developments within the Neptunia franchise and fandom. Our top story this month comes in the form of an announcement from Compile Heart regarding a new game, tentatively titled Brave Neptune. The official announcement was made on March 9th of this year and from preliminary footage appears to be a form of side-scrolling action game starring Neptune herself. Compile Heart has taken a new direction with this installment in more than just the game design. This time around, they have opted to enlist the artistic talents of Artisan Studios, based out of Quebec. The team members at Artisan Studios are longtime fans of the Neptunia franchise and were pleasantly surprised when they were approached by Compile Heart. The game features hand-drawn assets for gameplay rather than the three-dimensional graphics we've grown accustomed to seeing for many of the franchise's prior installments, including the original Hyperdimension Neptunia on the PlayStation 3, and the most recent installment, Cyberdimension Neptunia VIIR Goddesses Online. Release platforms are yet unconfirmed, but visitors to Artisan Studios' website have noted earlier that logos were displayed for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Steam prior to a recent update on the Brave Neptune dedicated page. More as it develops. A partnership made in heaven, or so it seems, Senran Kagura's most recent global release, Peach Peach Splash, has introduced Neptune as a downloadable player character. Senran Kagura is a game series that features young ladies aspiring to become full-fledged ninjas. Gameplay in the series is known for a beat-em-up style of 3D combat lovingly referred to as strip-em-up due to damage taken being converted to clothing stripped. Previously, the most coordination there has been between the two companies has been the DLC character Marvelous AQL in Hyperdimension Neptunia VIIR for the PlayStation 3 and the later Rebirth games. The introduction of Neptune to the cast, even as DLC, comes as a surprise to many fans as VIIR would be a more expected candidate for this particular cameo due to Senran Kagura's focus on breasts. Peach Peach Splash was released on the PlayStation 4 on September 26, 2017, while the Steam version was released on March 7th of this year, with the character pack that brings Neptune into the game being released on March 7th for both versions of the game. For those whose attention Peach Peach Splash hasn't caught yet, the game is a third-person action shooter taking place in a water park and arming the ladies of the franchise with water guns rather than their usual weapons and techniques. Senran Kagura Peach Peach Splash is currently sold on both the PlayStation Store and Steam for $39.99. The Neptune DLC pack is sold for an additional $5.99. Our next story concerns the recent Steam release of Cyberdimension Neptunia VIIR Goddesses Online. Longtime fans of the Neptunia series will instantly recognize the running joke of VIIR's favorite MMORPG, VIIR Goddesses Online, which has been referenced since the very first game. As the other CPUs have received their time in the limelight with games such as Hyperdevotion Noir and Blonde and Neptune vs. Zombies, this installment really gives VIIRT her time to shine, even though this isn't specifically a game about VIIRT. The game was originally released in Japan for the PlayStation 4 on February 7th, 2017, and didn't see the North American or PAL releases until October 10th for North America and the 13th for Europe. The recent February 28th release of the Steam port of the game has seen interest spike again as players look for friends and acquaintances to play with across the internet, sadly excluding cross-platform play. Created using Unreal Engine 4, the gameplay takes an action RPG approach with missions, boss fights, and dungeon crawling, as opposed to the turn-based RPG gameplay of the main installments. NPC interaction takes place in a menu-based central town and features many recurring characters from the series in non-playable roles, such as Plutia, Pishi, Uzume, and R4. Cyberdimension Neptunia VIIR Goddesses Online is currently sold on the PlayStation Store for $49.99 and on Steam for $39.99. Our last report comes as the anticipated remaster of Megadimension Neptunia V2 approaches release next month. Megadimension Neptunia V2R again makes use of Unreal Engine 4 to produce graphics at a higher quality than we've seen outside of the spin-off titles. Certain aspects of the game have been altered to show a greater focus on the characters themselves, such as higher resolution textures, the ability to show party members in the dungeon maps, and a post-game treat for users of PlayStation VR that allows a simulated visit from some of their favorite characters. Interaction with the characters during these visits is limited to simple yes or no question answering, and investigating their movements from multiple perspectives while they speak with you, the player, directly. Do you think Compile Heart might use virtual reality to greater extent in their future games after gaining some experience with it using Neptunia V2R? Leave a comment below. That concludes our show for this evening. Gaming news for all things Neptunia and otherwise will return on April 1st. Good night.
This has been Gaming News. Thank you for watching.